Bout. It's an opportunity for him to move right into boxing spotlight.
This fight's the most important fight of my career because if I win this fight, it should move me into the top 5, and that'll put me in position for a world title shot.
Doug DeWitt has worked hard to elevate himself to his current status among the top 10 middleweights. The Youngstown, Ohio native, who now lives in Yonkers, New York, has always had the big punch. And in his last fight 2 months ago, he showed heart and stamina. However, some have questioned his boxing ability and intelligence in the ring. Against the polished former champion McCrory, he'll need all the skills.
A lot of people think that I have to walk in and land one punch or just slug to beat Milton McCrory. They don't know how I could box. You know, in the fight, when the fight is down and the chips are down, I could box. And I'll prove it on Sunday.
There is Doug DeWitt, ranked number 5 in the world by the WBA, just entered the ring. He's from Yonkers, New York, and he is indeed ready. Well, Gil, for Milton McCrory, despite the fact he's up against a legitimate top 10 middleweight for the first time, in his press conference, his comments this week, his training, he seems to be very confident that he'll be a comfortable fighter at 160.
Yes, Tim. He said it was miserable for him to try to make the 147-pound limit. He was actually thinking of retiring. Now he's fighting as a middleweight. He said he loves boxing again. The fun is back. And you know, a happy worker is a good worker, and he had better be today.
Well, Milton McCrory has been the championship route before, and he realizes he may have a shot at a second crown. When Sugar Ray Leonard chose to retire because of an eye injury, his undisputed World Welterweight Championship was up for grabs. Among the contenders for the vacated crown was Milton the Iceman McCrory, out of Detroit's Kronk Gym, unbeaten in 20 bouts with 17 knockouts. McCrory battled Colin Jones for the crown twice. Their first match ended in a draw. McCrory opened the rematch by knocking down Jones in the first round, but the Welshman recovered and fought his way back. Once again, he and McCrory went the distance. 2 fights, 24 rounds. Finally, the Iceman emerged as welterweight champion.
Winning the World Championship was my goal. You know, I did it once in the amateur, and then I did it in professional, you know. And when I beat Colin Jones for the title, it was expected to be done. It was like a relief I did it now.
McCrory's next goal was to defend that hard-won title. He did so with both style and power. He brandished a stinging left hand and a finishing right that left opponents strewn in his wake. Yet national recognition was strangely absent. McCrory was overshadowed by his friend and Kronk teammate Thomas Hitman Hearns. Hearns scored the biggest victory of his career against Roberto Duran in Las Vegas. His dramatic knockout made him the center of attention in the boxing world. While McCrory was also a world champion, his pal the Hitman had become a media hero.
Thomas is the type of a guy that enjoys the superstar stature, and Milton's very quiet, low-key. He would rather go to a gym and work out, take his own bags, not have anyone even know that he's there.
The whole world knew where McCrory was on the night of his title unification bout with Donald Curry. Like McCrory, Curry had something to prove, and prove it he did. The Cobra struck swiftly. Within 2 rounds, it was over. The Iceman had suffered a sudden and total meltdown.
I thought I was going to win the fight. I never thought before I was going into the fight I was going to be knocked down in the second round. I never thought that because I never went into the ring.
McCrory has picked up the pieces of his career. He's moved up to middleweight, and now he's intent on capturing a second world championship.
People are going to be surprised if they're going to see a much, much stronger fighter than they've saw before. And I predict that he will knock out Doug DeWitt for the first time in DeWitt's career.
And so WBC welterweight champion, now a middleweight after losing the unified crown to Donald Curry, and hopefully en route to a middleweight crown. The Kronk people believe he can do it. Milton McCrory may wind up at 154 pounds, and that answer may be provided by a true middleweight here today, Doug DeWitt. So it's McCrory and DeWitt, and we'll be back with the opening bell for round number 1 when Sports Sunday continues live from Las Vegas after these words from your local station.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Showboat Sports Pavilion in Las Vegas, Nevada, where today Top Rank Incorporated, in association with the Showboat Hotel and Country Club, presents Middleweight Mayhem, an afternoon of world-class boxing. These bouts are sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Freddie Little, chairman, the commissioner at ringside, Mr. Dwayne Ford, the executive director, Harold Buck, and your matchmaker is Mel Grebb. The officials assigned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission for this afternoon's contest, the judges are Bill Graham, Jerry Roth, and Patricia Jarman. The timekeeper is Jane Broadfoot. Counting at the knockdowns, Al Bisick. The attending physician at ringside, Dr. Donald Romeo. And your referee is James Molinell. This is the main event of the afternoon. 10 rounds of boxing in the middleweight division. Introducing in the red corner, fighting out of Yonkers, New York, weighing in at an even 160 pounds, with a professional record of 26 wins, 2 defeats, 3 draws, and 16 KOs. He's rated number 5 by the WBA. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Doug DeWitt. And in the blue corner, fighting out of Detroit, Michigan, weighing 158 3/4 pounds. His professional record consists of 28 wins, 1 defeat, 1 draw, with 22 KOs. He is the former WBC welterweight champion of the world, Milton McCrory.
In the dressing room, I expect a good, clean contest. I want you to listen to my commands. I want you to protect yourself at all times. Shake hands and take a good, clean bout. Good luck to both of you.
So Chuck Hull with the final instructions, the introductions rather, and the referee with the final instructions, James Molinell from Las Vegas. The judges, Bill Graham, Jerry Roth, and Pat Jarman. There's the tail of the tape with McCrory coming in at 158 3/4, DeWitt right at the 160 limit. And the height advantage, of course, to Milton McCrory, like his teammate in the stable, Thomas Hearns, who is here at ringside. Watching McCrory, and we're all set for round number 1. McCrory in gold, Doug DeWitt in the white trunks with red trim, and a good live boxing crowd at the Showboat. Las Vegas is real serious boxing fans, recognizing this as a most interesting bout. Hard to pick a winner. Everybody wanting to see what McCrory can do with this weight, and everybody trying to find out more about Doug DeWitt, who's had kind of an in-and-out performance record over the past 2 or 3 years. But as Joe Clancy and I saw in the gym over these past few days, he is physically and mentally ready for this one. Doug DeWitt, 24 years of age, from Yonkers, New York. He's trained with Marvin Hagler and Wilfred Benitez and been in with the likes of Don Lee, Mike Tinley, Teddy Mann.
Tim, Doug DeWitt has a good snapping jab, and he's safe when he doubles it up. But when he throws one jab, he has a tendency to drop it. So you can look for Milton to try to hit him on the chin with a right hand over the jab. There he dropped that left hand again. That's very, very dangerous.
Well, we know McCrory can throw that right hand. That's his best punch.
Well, again, Tim, let's see what happens when he hits a full-fledged middleweight on the chin with a right hand.
DeWitt has said he's not concerned about McCrory's power. He's been hit by middleweights plenty and thinks he has a good chin. He's never been stopped in his career.
McCrory just tried to drop that right hand in there, Tim, over the jab.
Halfway through round number 1. Solid left hook landed by DeWitt. That's got McCrory's attention. Missed with a right behind it. First fight in Las Vegas for Doug DeWitt. Third for McCrory.
DeWitt seems to stand straight up, Tim.
Looks a little tight to me still, even though he did land that good left hand a little while ago.
First big fight on national television, Tim. Have a tendency to get that way.
A good solid left. In fact, Doug said the same thing to Milton. Good left jab. Under the 30-second mark we go. Now that last left hook to the body you saw is what DeWitt is known for. McCrory's recognized by his overhand right. That left to the body is DeWitt's power punch.
And it's a beauty. right hand of McCrory's just missed.
Final seconds of round number 1.
Give me a right.
As we take a look now back at that left hook by DeWitt in the first round, landed high on just above the left eye of McCrory. The hardest punch of the round that scored. We're in live action round number 2. DeWitt in white, McCrory in gold. Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy live from Las Vegas. Milton McCrory, since his loss to Donald Curry, scored a 10-round decision over Keith Adams, his only other middleweight bout. Has fought 3 times at 154 pounds, won all of those, but not against strong opponents. That good solid left jab, has been able to land with it.
DeWitt has a good, stiff, punishing jab. When it lands, it really can snap your head back.
Left hook landed by DeWitt, although Milton McCrory pulled away from it just at the last second, reducing some of the impact. McCrory doing the stalking here in round 2.
Both fighters threw good body punches in that exchange, Tim.
DeWitt is doing the backing up. Well, at the press conference, and it was a tough press conference, he said he dared McCrory to walk into him. And so far, McCrory's doing the walking in, and DeWitt is doing the backing up. There he's backing into the ropes again.
Under a minute to go in round number 2. Definitely looking to counterpunch in this round and perhaps just trying to see what McCrory's got to offer.
I don't like fighters, Tim, that just walk around the ring the way DeWitt is doing now. You can't set quickly enough. I think you should put it into a different gear.
Can't win the round either.
That's right.
Under the 30-second mark, we go in round 2. Right hand by McCrory. Landed on the neck of DeWitt.
Well, I expect to see Doug DeWitt get hit with a lot of right hands during the course of the fight. And I expect him to land a lot of good left hooks.
Coming to the end of round number 2, almost as though DeWitt wanted to find out what kind of power McCrory has. Gave him some free opportunities in this round. Round number 3, interesting comments in the DeWitt corner.
Yeah, Tim, here's a case where Doug DeWitt's been working steadily with Donald Turner for a month. Now the trainer tried to tell him what he wanted him to do, and DeWitt says, I have a fight plan, I have a game plan, let me do it my way. And Donald Turner rightly said, it's better to keep up than catch up. He felt that Doug DeWitt lost the last round by default.
So Doug DeWitt, with his own game plan, we could hear him clearly say that, and you use up a little energy when you get into a little verbal argument with your trainer between rounds. So let's see what effect this has, if any, on the rest of the fight. Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy live from Las Vegas. Left hook scored by DeWitt. McCrory missed with the right. Referee Molinell asking DeWitt to keep them up. Oh, big right hand by McCrory. Solid right.
That's the punch that DeWitt is vulnerable for, Tim, that right hand over the low left hand.
DeWitt, trained by Donald Turner, working under his 4th manager, which has been part of the problem in his kind of in-and-out career. Manager now Phil Volper. His brother Gordon working in the corner with him, along with Paul Privatera. Brother Gordon just turned pro. A warning to DeWitt for pushing McCrory into the ropes. McCrory, of course, managed and trained by Emmanuel Stewart, the most successful trainer at the Bronx Stable in Detroit. Whoa, wild right hand by DeWitt.
He air-conditioned the the entire building with that punch, Jim.
Felt the breeze over here. A little abrasion on the inside, left side of DeWitt's nose. An already battered nose, as you can plainly see. Under a minute to go in round number 3, scheduled for 10.
Jim, I'd like to get inside DeWitt's head and see what his game plan is.
Well, he didn't even let Donald Turner in on it between rounds. He just told him he had one.
But now he's moving forward. DeWitt.
Solid left to the body, a left hook back from McCrory. Another short chopping left by DeWitt. McCrory staying there with him. To the 30-second mark we go. Round 3.
Well, this is the kind of fight that I expected DeWitt to fight. Move Milton back and bang to the body. He certainly got Milton's attention.
McCrory scoring from outside. DeWitt just drops his hands and invites him to come in. Final seconds of round 3.
Years ago.
Round number 4 from Las Vegas, Nevada, and DeWitt appears to be really strung tightly as, again, there was a minor incident in this corner. He got up off the stool early when they put the water on him.
Tim, he got off the stool. He started to walk away, and Donald Turner grabbed him by the left hand and pulled him back. Looks like he's fighting not only McCrory, but Donald Turner.
Now, this is round number 4, scheduled for 10. Doug DeWitt in white.
All right, and now DeWitt is backpedaling again.
One of the things he seemed to want to prove was that he could box and move in addition to being a slugger.
He's telling Milton McCrory to hit him on the chin. And Milton obliged. Hit him right on the chin with the right hand.
And a left uppercut. Little blood from the nose of DeWitt.
Well, Milton is dancing in and out now, throwing a couple of punches, and there he just danced out again. That's the way to win fights. Score points.
Scored a good combination. Left to the ear by DeWitt. And now lots of blood from the nose now. And McCrory with another combination. DeWitt giving him a little macho, but not punching back and scoring. Good movement by McCrory now.
That is a bad nosebleed, Tim. They're going to have to do some job in the corner. That's the way DeWitt should fight. He should keep moving those hands. Instead of standing out there posing, acting, talking to the other fighter. Hey,
McCrory,
do your job.
the busier guy, landing with combinations and moving beautifully. Under a minute to go in round number 4. Former welterweight champion, now up at 160 pounds, and blood gushing from the nose of DeWitt. Right hand lead landed by McCrory.
And DeWitt is having trouble breathing, Tim. He's breathing through his mouth.
Having trouble punching back, too. Under 30 seconds to go in the 4th round.
DeWitt does not...
Hit me, fellas.
We're back looking into the corner of Doug DeWitt with Donald Turner saying, bang this guy to the body and stay busy. Not happy with the game plan that DeWitt has, which he hasn't shared with his trainer, but which has not been too productive so far.
Well, here's a big right hand by Milton McCrory. Wobbled DeWitt a little bit, but he stayed on his feet.
That was the best punch of the fight thrown by either boxer so far. And McCrory just assuming some dominance here. DeWitt's got to do something if he's to get back into it here in round number 6. And that's what his trainer Donald Turner has been pleading for.
Well, he said fight the way you're capable of fighting. think this is a surprisingly poor performance thus far for Doug DeWitt.
There's a left hand. Not a lot of steam on it. A little better one with the body behind it. Now a combination of the body by DeWitt.
All right, now this round he's moving forward. The last 2 rounds he moved backwards. He should just make up his mind to go forward and stay going forward.
McCrory is still looking very relaxed. Lots of spring. Experience of the championship bouts standing him in good stead. He's fought in title bouts 7 times. There's a left hand by DeWitt. That rocked McCrory. Caught him backing up, so it appeared more damaging than it was, but it did hurt him.
DeWitt threw 1 punch and stopped punching. No reason. His hands were free. Backed up and McCrory countered.
2 wild misses by DeWitt. But McCrory unable to take advantage with scoring blows. There's a short right by DeWitt. That landed.
He hurt McCrory with that punch. Then you see McCrory holding on. That's the experience of a veteran. He got hurt.
DeWitt appears to be looking for the home run ball. He may think that that's all he needs as a natural middleweight, but I don't think that's going to get it done for him. And McCrory continuing to move well, making himself a difficult target.
Now we have DeWitt boxing moving backwards. He has to put the pressure on Milton.
Missed on the left hook behind it, under the 30-second mark in round 6. Left hook scored by McCrory. Either man has been down. Both have landed punches that got a little knee wobble. Coming to the end of round number 6, scheduled for 10, this middleweight bout. Doug DeWitt and Milton McCrory. Left hook landed by DeWitt. Round number 7, Tim Ryan with Gil Clancy, live from Las Vegas.
And there's that big left hook by Doug DeWitt that wobbled Milton McCrory right at the end of the round.
A little better round for DeWitt, and finishing well. Sometimes the judges remember that, as we always point out.
In DeWitt's corner, Donald Turner told him, you have to bull him. You're stronger than him. And that's the way we thought he was going to fight the fight from the opening bell. But now again, he stepped backwards.
Did land 2 good jabs there.
And Milton McCrory's looking at his corner. Nobody's going to help him now, not until the bell rings again. You know, it's the strangest thing. DeWitt had success last round by pressuring Milton McCrory. Now he starts this round out by walking backwards again and allowing Milton to get set and set the pace. Very strange strategy, Tim. And he's not paying attention to his corner at all.
Now McCrory with the inside work. Low left hook by DeWitt. McCrory willing to trade with him here. Neither puncher landing a solid shot.
Well, Tim, that's the way they box in the Kronk gym every day. So Milton is good at this kind of stuff.
And he got a right hand through.
Another low blow by Doug DeWitt.
McCrory busier in this exchange. Now there's DeWitt inside.
Well, this is the only way that DeWitt can win the fight. But he has to move his hands. Milton is doing all the work and all the scoring. And all the missing.
Certainly showing that he's willing, though, to stand there and go toe-to-toe. So DeWitt has not been able to intimidate him with the middleweight experience. Under a minute to go. Short punches by McCrory. DeWitt landing as well. Left hook by McCrory inside.
Tim, it's come down to it's McCrory's right hand to the chin and DeWitt's left hook to the body.
Some blood from the nose of damage. Under the 30-second mark we go.
It's very another low blow by Doug DeWitt.
That'll get a warning from the referee, James Mullinell.
This is where it begins. Anywhere there's moisture, there's the chance of catching athlete's foot. This is where it ends. Mycotin. Only Mycotin cures athlete's foot with myconazole, a medically proven ingredient that eliminates athlete's foot. This is where athlete's foot begins. This is where it ends. Mycotin, the end of athlete's foot.
If you're shopping for a new car, you could race around town looking for a low finance rate or run yourself ragged trying to find a cash back offer. So don't shop till you drop. Your Lincoln Mercury Mercure dealer has it all, like 6.9 annual percentage rate financing, or from $300 to $600 cash back on select Mercury models, or special low lease terms on Lincolns and Mercure XR4 Ti. So why shop till you drop? See your Lincoln Mercury Mercure dealer instead.
He's in agreement with us. We've got 4 for McCrory, 2 for DeWitt with 1 even. And one of those rounds could be a swing round the other way in McCrory's favor. A close call on our card for DeWitt back in the first round. So Donald Turner, trainer, is seeing the fight the same way we are. And in the McCrory corner, things were calm and confident with Emmanuel Stewart in charge. See whether McCrory changes his strategy here in round 8, as he had boxed and worked well from the outside. In the last round, he went inside, and we scored that round for him. He did well inside.
Not only did he win the round, but DeWitt was penalized 1 point.
Well, he did take a point away for the low blow. And there is now a cut at the corner of the left eye of Doug DeWitt. Opened early here in the 8th round.
It looks like Doug DeWitt is looking to land a big home run ball, and at this point in the fight, it almost looks like he has to win the fight.
Well, either way, if he won all the remaining 3 rounds, perhaps he could win a decision, but he's not fighting that way. These are not the way to pile up points. Corner, hollering out to Milton to jab him.
And Doug DeWitt is backing up and talking to Milton McCrory.
Right hand.
Every time he does that, he gets hit. He asks Milton to hit him, and Milton goes right ahead and hits him.
And those macho displays of, hey, you can't hurt me, do nothing for a fighter. Except give the other guy points and opportunity to hit him again. Good jabbing by McCrory now. Back to the combinations.
DeWitt is fighting with his hands at his sides. Look, he's defying Milton McCrory to hit him.
Now, what he may prove if he gets through 10 rounds is that Milton McCrory can't knock him down, but that may be all he proves.
Well,
he's on the short end of the scorecard.
Nobody else has ever knocked him down either, Tim. And he's been in with some good punching middleweights. But as you say, that doesn't win your fights. The object is to win those rounds and put them in the bank.
McCrory with another good combination. McCrory's sparring partner, WBC World Super Welterweight Champion Thomas Hearns. Here at ringside is very closely knit Kronk stable from Detroit. They all come out to support each other, and they do indeed spar with each other. That's a show in itself. People could pay admission to watch Milton and Thomas bang on each other in the Kronk gyms.
That's why I say, Tim, when they were going toe-to-toe, Milton was in familiar territory.
Yes, he sure was.
think that Tommy does not take it easy on Milton, and Milton doesn't take it easy on Tommy.
This is round number 9. And as we have said, Mr. DeWitt running out of rounds, running out of time, as we see it.
Well, he's trying a different strategy now. Now he's backing up again. Boxing, moving around.
He has 16 knockouts in 26 bouts.
Tim, he's capable of scoring a knockout at any time in the fight. If he hits you properly with that left hook, you could go.
Maybe the fading hope for him. The knockout. As we see it on our scorecards. Judges are Bill Graham, Jerry Roth, and Patricia Jarman, all from Las Vegas, on the 10-point system.
To Milton McCrory, get the jab working. Use that left jab. And he did. He set up a good right hand right on the chin. That's why it pays to listen to your cornerman.
DeWitt just fighting in spurts. Seems to still have a lot of snap, but just not staying busy. McCrory making it more difficult for him to stay busy with good movement. I don't know whether Milton needed a confidence builder fighting an experienced middleweight ranked 5th in the world, but he's got to feel real good about his performance at this point.
Yes, he does, Tim. He's taken some good shots, proved he can take a punch, and he's hurt Doug DeWitt a few times. This is about as often as I've ever seen Doug DeWitt get hurt. He's been in with some good bangers.
There's the 30-second mark in round number 9. Little blood from the nose of McCrory again.
A thumb that time. Doug DeWitt is thumbed in the eye.
Well, continually you talk about the mental and the physical being equally important. It seems that maybe the mental preparation by DeWitt wasn't as strong as we thought it was. Well, more of the Tour de France. The rest of the conclusion of our coverage of today's action at the Tour de France upcoming, and so stay with us. And remember, another week to go in that grueling test across France, and American Greg LeMond still very much in the hunt because they head into the mountains on Tuesday. There is Doug DeWitt. And Doug DeWitt, as we see it now on our card, must have a knockout in the 10th round. Will the corner of Milton McCrory tell him to box and move? We'll find out here.
I know if I was in Milton McCrory's corner, that's what I'd tell him to do. Move around, box, kill the clock. You got the fight won. And don't relax whatever you do.
Impressive performance by McCrory to this moment in the fight. Disappointing show by DeWitt. Contrarily, there was a lot of mystery involved in this fight. That was the charm of the matchup as to what DeWitt would do against the experienced and taller Milton McCrory, what McCrory would do against the experienced middleweight, a guy who had been a 160-pounder who can hurt you, banging to the body, pressuring. So far, for Milton McCrory, it's been a pretty easy afternoon. Good combination by McCrory. Sees those openings and takes it. Another one.
And Tim, the hand speed of Milton McCrory is phenomenal. He hasn't lost any of his hand speed.
DeWitt muscling him into the corner the first time that he's actually been able to do that.
Well, this is the way we thought he would fight the fight from the opening bell. And that was the indication he gave at the press conference. But something happened between press conference time and bell time. weaknesses in this fight, in this last round. Beautiful punches by McCrory.
Under 30 seconds we go. Look at McCrory staying busy and throwing punches and bunches here. Not giving DeWitt a chance at the knockout blow.
Milton's going to finish a tired fighter, and that's the way you should finish.
Final seconds of the fight. Milton McCrory, the former WBC welterweight champion, with an impressive show as we see it. And DeWitt throws his hands up, and I think he's dreaming. Milton McCrory and Doug DeWitt, and the crowd here at the Showboat, a full house, wondering what they would see here today with the welterweight moving up to middleweight and the solid established middleweight. Well, the fight did not go, I don't think, the way anybody here as a fight fan expected. So we'll have the official decision from Las Vegas when we return on CBS Sports Sunday in just a moment. Stay with us. We are back at the Showboat. Let's get the decision from Chuck Hull.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the decision of the judges. We have a unanimous decision. Judge Jerry Ross scores the bout 97-92. Judge Patricia Jarman scores 95-94. And Judge Bill Graham scores the bout 99-92. For the winner by unanimous decision, Milton McCrory.
Milton McCrory by unanimous decision, which comes as no surprise to Bill Clancy and I, as you could tell in our reporting of the bout. And for Milton McCrory, it's got to be a tremendous boost in his confidence as thinking about what may happen now in the middleweight ranks. Milton, can we get you over here? And Emmanuel?